We will continue with the Christmas story. Today we will read the story titled Ms. Volunteer. Living overseas can be a challenge, especially when you are living in a country that you are not familiar with for 3 years because your husband is serving in the armed forces. Ms. Elena knew what she signed up for when she walked down the aisle 5 years previously in a small church just outside her hometown. This is the military life, and I will do everything that I can to support our family while we are here. Ms. Elena loved challenges and she also loved to help people. There were many times that she would go out of her way to take food to strangers who were hungry, give women shelter because they were domestically abused, or open her home to military families because the spouse had to leave early to comply with military orders. Over a year into her current stay, she was feeling the urge to help again. How can she make everyone happy while at the same time serving her country like her husband was doing without going into the armed forces? Suddenly, a fantastic idea came to her. Everyone is getting prepared for the holidays, which was a couple of months away, and since we are in a foreign country, many service members and their families will be depending on Christmas packages, cards, and letters from their loved ones at home to make their holidays. That is it. I will volunteer at the military post office. I know helping people out would make them happy, and that is always my calling. Eager to start, she got up early the next morning and rode with her husband to his work because the post office was only a few blocks away. After she arrived, Ms. Elena peeked at the door to see if there was anyone there. Seeing an attendant at the counter, she asked to speak to someone about volunteering for the upcoming holiday season. The attendant pointed to the person in charge who was in the back sorting out the daily mail after the trucks arrived earlier that morning. Ms. Elena approached him and asked if she could help in any way, especially with the holidays approaching. The boss was more than happy to see her because he needed the help more than ever. However, Ms. Elena would have to fill out paperwork to make it official and to make sure that she understood that it was just on a volunteer basis, with no pay or salary involved. Ms. Elena was very excited about the arrangement, and she filled out the paperwork right away and gave it to the boss. Of course, it would not be easy working at the post office, and she had many things to learn. She teamed up with another volunteer and the team lead to learn the ropes. First was unloading the mail from the trucks during the morning run. Next was separating the letters and cards from the packages. Afterwards was organize the letters and cards into different sections according to where the mailboxes were located. Then came filling out cards indicating to the recipients that a package arrived for them. Afterward, was distributed the mail, cards, and package notifications to the individual mailboxes. To Ms. Elena, this was one of the fun parts of the day, because she knew that someone was going to be very happy to find something special in their mailbox. She loved distributing the mail just like the Grinch distributed the mail during the movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, especially when Mr. Grinch was throwing mail into the Whoville post office boxes while saying jury duty, jury duty, jury duty, junk mail, pink slip, eviction notice, etc. However, the most satisfying part of the day, which made Ms. Elena's day, was watching the service members and families opening their mailboxes and seeing the Christmas cards, letters, and package notifications. It was great watching their eyes light up, smiles come to their faces, and their spirits light up because of what was in the mailbox. Ms. Elena really enjoyed being at the front counter, taking the notifications, and getting the packages for the customers. It was awesome watching the children jumping up and down in excitement because they knew that there were Christmas gifts in those boxes, even though they knew that they couldn't open them up until Christmas morning. Even though it brought great satisfaction to Ms. Elena to put the Christmas cards, letters, and package notifications in the mailboxes, one of the other things that she loved to do was to assist in delivering packages, letters, and cards to the loved ones at home in the United States. Ms. Elena was more than happy to make sure each of the gifts had special care and to ensure the senders did not worry, because the post office will do everything in their power to make sure all will be delivered safely so that all will have a great Christmas. Ms. Elena had so much volunteering that she stayed several months after the Christmas season to help where she could. The joy of seeing people's faces when they picked up their mail was because she knew how a letter or a card would bring happiness to those in receipt. In the late spring, it was time for her and her husband to go back to the United States to a new duty station. During her last week at the post office, her boss and the team had a special going away luncheon in her honor to thank her for all the help and joy that she brought to everyone during her time there. After the luncheon, the boss presented her with a gift, a certificate, and a trophy symbolizing all the appreciation that he and the team had for Ms. Elena for her time there. There was an inscription on the trophy that said, "A special thanks to Ms. Elena for all her time and efforts in making the post office a better place to work. Thank you very much, Ms. Volunteer. God will bless you." We will continue with the Christmas story. Today we will read the story titled The Garden of Our Valentine. Santiago, 14th of February. My dear butterfly. We knew it was true love when that ladybug reached our holding hands the day we first met. It happened when the sun was shining in the highest of the sky. I had already studied for my bar exam, so I was eager to enjoy the little spare time I could afford. You were finishing college too, do you remember? Who would predict that the end of our professional education would concur with our relationship bursting like the Big Bang? I remember those October evenings when eating our ice creams ghosts in the plaza. Yet, we did not pay attention to the spiders and the spooky Halloween atmosphere. The spring of love bloomed through us. Hours passed by rapidly. We did not want to say goodbye and part to our separated homes. The summer of our love ended. Autumn and winter arrived with their problems, our first jobs, protocols to follow, and so on. They created all the arguments and difficulties we had to pass through. How can you date a guy like him? My father would say. How can you date a girl like her? Your mother would ask. I hope you never marry. It would be a disaster, the aunties said. Our love was the rose, and their rejection of our relationship was the thorns we had to endure. They pinched us. We bled. I still cry sometimes when I see our scars and remember those moments. Those stupid comments ruined the most beautiful days of summer. The memory of that tiny ladybug playing in our hands and the joy we felt when looking into each other's eyes that very first day were the reasons why we were not giving up. But was it worth it? It was a question I did every day when fighting for our love. Regardless, on the darkest day of our winter during December, when we were shopping the Christmas presents, I knew that our love would blossom again with spring, stronger and more hopeful than ever. I just knew it. How did I know it? I knew it because a ladybug posed on my shoulder and made us stop arguing. Hey, look. You said. You took it and played with it in your hands. That day, we discovered something marvelous. The little ladybug fought gravity. If you held it in your arm, it would walk to the sky, never to the ground. If you rolled your hand to have the little insect upside down with its face looking to the ground, in that vertical position, it would rotate with its legs until its face headed to the sky again. We did the experiment so many times that day. We were astonished. No matter what, the ladybug would insist on being optimistic and looking to the sky rather than being led to the ground until it reached the highest point of your hands and flew away. We looked at each other. That was our same attitude towards the obstacles of our happy ending. First, a ladybug gave us the drive to start our romance. Now, another ladybug was saving our relationship. Were they related? We laughed while making up a story of them being mother and daughter or maybe grandmother and granddaughter. Then we thought, what if they were males? Father and son? Grandfather and grandson? Anyway, those ladybugs were even better than Cupid because if the baby in diapers made people madly fall in love, ladybugs made us magically fall in love. Though our relationship had a freezing wind around it, the heat and the shining sun on the festive day were stronger than the cold. It was, by far, a Christmas miracle. That December was the turning point in our love story. It is a fortunate fact that roses can survive after removing their thorns. The day you picked up those scissors and pruned them away was so liberating. How beautiful was our love when cutting down all the negativity towards us. Shutting down all the toxic relatives was the miraculous remedy we necessitated. Who needs them when 5 guests are enough to celebrate our wedding, the most important day of our lives? The following year, it was the birth of our little baby boy, Juan de Dios, the Christmas miracle we needed to convert those foes into allies. Who can resist the laugh of our little one? And how happy we were the day a little ladybug landed on our baby's nose. Then God blessed us with the birth of our twins, Clementina and Maria. How pretty daughters we had on New Year's Eve. We felt like fireworks were celebrating with us their arrival, not only the new year but also the new lives that were beginning. These little blessings sometimes acted like little monsters. When Juan de Dios broke the twins' Barbies, I was near to having a mental breakdown. Disciplining Clementina and Maria was all a challenge. Ironically, when we were broke, they demanded more toys, clothes, and money for going out with friends than when we were rich. Yet, we forgot all those problems when we saw them acting in the school's theater plays. Also, Clementina's poems are priceless. Juan de Dios is a gifted doctor now. And Maria, wow, a badass leader. They grew strong and then flew away like birds must do. Why am I describing all these events of our lives in my Valentine's letter? Because I want you to remember that the outside atmosphere does not determine the weather of our love. Yes, we can have summer in St. Valentine. Yes, we can enjoy the flowering of love even in September. No, being in our summer holidays does not guarantee that we will have warmth in our relationship. I write this to advise you to be hopeful when the cold arrives and be careful when the heat surrounds us. Every day, somehow, we must take care of our relationship and endure the different challenges life makes us face. That is, at least, the vow I take today and every day since our wedding. I love you with all of my heart. You are my support. I am yours. The one who says that love cannot win all the battles a partnership faces is the one